We made a little guest appearance on Summer House this week. No, it's what's known as a cross-functional team.
Here we go. The next time David doesn't like his meal, he's gonna be like, we're not working as a cross-functional team.
Is it okay for me to watch an episode of a show we are watching without you?
Why does your husband look so much like Tom Schwartz?
Should you always pretend to like what the other person cooked?
So what was your experience like being at an event that was being filmed for Bravo TV without breaking our NDAs?
Yeah, it was...
Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Seriously Show. No, not solo dolo today. Dave's got something up his sleeve. He's always tinkering about, always got a plot twist for me. And today, I guess we're going to experience that together. Here he comes, decked out.
What's up, Morg?
Don't tip over the table first thing in the episode.
I thought because we're going to Topgolf after this, I'd get dressed for the occasion.
Okay, so if you're listening, he's got his golf glove on. He's got his bucket hat. You look like you're, I know it's not a Wii character that you play golf on, but you've made a character of yourself. And that's what you look like.
What do you think?
I think you're looking cute no matter what. I would prefer the glasses to come off because
Why?
I just feel like I'm interviewing a celebrity or something who doesn't really want to be here, who's got a tea time in half an hour and doesn't really want to be here.
A TEA time.
You know what somebody said on our YouTube this week? They
What?
like that little diddly jingle that you put in at the top.
I saw that. They were like, oh, I see you with the intro.
Do you remember what it sounded like?
What's more important is just doing a supercut of the episode
Yeah, and putting a little background music behind it.
so that people know it's not the actual episode yet.
Yeah.
Look at us go.
We're making strides. What is this, episode 8?
Episode 8. Do you know what they say?
I know what they say, but you go ahead and tell them, Dave.
Statistically, something crazy like 95% of podcasts don't make it to episode 9.
So that's been our light at the end of the tunnel.
We are one
gotta
away.
make it to episode 9.
Exciting times.
It is exciting. Are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun. We've had some really good feedback. We had some cool reviews that we'll read at the end of the show as well. And I keep telling people, worst case scenario, I get to have a little chat with you once a week. So here we go.
So what's up, Dave?
Oh, we're just like Bravo Labs now.
Excuse me. I don't know if you know, but David and I are low-key superstars all of a sudden.
We made a little guest appearance on Summer House this week on the episode. We were like extras in the background, but we are claiming it.
We are claiming it. I remember I was excited the first time I saw Dave and I on the big screen with our names flashing in lights on the Summer House episode. It was like half of Carl's face. And then it was like my back. And I was like, look, hon, there's my back.
You were literally eating something and you were like...
No, that's whenever I saw when we were standing with Gabby. We got a face cameo when we were standing with Gabby.
Yeah, we were. It was the first time I had met Gabby, and one of the waiters came past with some like cocktail food or whatever it was. And she grabbed past me and then I turned around. I was like, boom, FaceTime.
I cannot tell you how many comments I've gotten, DMs I've gotten saying, why does your husband look so much like Tom Schwartz?
Really?
So many people say it.
We got that at BravoCon last year or the year before.
Yeah.
I didn't realize people were saying that from the Summer House episode.
Yes. But which I see it, I do think you look like Tom Schwartz, but we met Tom Schwartz also at BravoCon, and when you put the two of you next to each other, it's like...
I didn't realize
he's surprisingly
how tall he is.
He's so tall.
And I said to him that a lot of your listeners say that we look like each other. And that he said to me, well, you're clearly the better looking one. And I was like, brother. But yeah, he's like, I would say half a head, maybe a full head taller than me.
Yeah.
I'm 5'10", so he must be what, 6'1", 6'2"?
Yeah, something like that. It's like he's the big Snickers and you're the fun size Snickers.
Yeah.
Is that offensive to you?
Nope. I don't really know what that means, but...
So what was your experience like being at an event that was being filmed for Bravo TV without breaking our NDAs?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Well, I mean, the main part of the NDA was like, don't say anything until the episode airs. So now that it's out, like nothing like scandalous happened. And to be honest, all the content that they spoke about in the episode, like we didn't come across that at all.
I know. I was so surprised.
We spoke to a couple of the cast members and you could tell there was a moment where they were like having more camera time.
Yeah.
And there were like less extras or guests there, as you can say. It was a family and friends event. So everybody invited had some sort of acquaintance with Carl or his business partners. It was funny because it was such a full day affair for us. We stayed in the city, took a bus trip out to New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we're on TV for like 45 seconds.
Worth it. I would do it over again 1,000,000 times.
Yeah, it was super fun. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I met some cool people as well, like outside of the show. And then it was just fun to cap it all off. And you know what's wild, though, is how long they have to wait for that stuff to go on TV. Yeah. How long ago was it that it was filmed? It's about 6 months apart?
It was late summer.
Yeah, because I suppose if it's Summer House show, it happened last summer. And we're about to start 2025 summer. So
almost a year.
It's wild.
That is crazy. But here's to hoping that we'll be invited to the Soft Bar grand opening. I mean, the streets are saying that we will be invited.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm down. Let's do it.
Can we talk a little bit about our perspective of the negativity around his business venture?
Some of the comments on the show were that the castmates weren't super supportive. And my perspective, I had the same feeling as I was watching back the episode. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Like, I think when I drank, the idea of not socializing with alcohol or socializing without alcohol was I could not even fathom it. Yeah. And so to get the business concept across to somebody about that, I think it doesn't surprise me that they don't get it, you know.
Because they're not in it. But your unsolicited advice to Carl was,
I said in an Instagram comment that he'll probably never see, I said my unsolicited feedback to Carl would be spend your energy reaching the people that don't need convincing. Yeah. Because people like me don't need convincing. Yeah. I would love a space to socialize where, you know me, I go to restaurants and the first thing I say is like, what's a cool little mocktail you can make
even
me?
Last night, we went to dinner last night and it was like one of those things. We had a great time, but you asked like, do you have a mocktail menu? They said no. Do you have any beers? They said no. They're like, we can make you anything, like just give us whatever. But in my opinion, it shouldn't be your responsibility to go into a restaurant and say, I want a mocktail, make it with this, 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 and this. So when you come across places that have a lot of options that are good, you know, it's like a win for us. We look for that type of stuff on our nights out.
Yeah, and the restaurant we went to last night is one of our favorites. We do enjoy it. So it wasn't
I'm not saying it was a bad experience.
But if that happened everywhere I went, I would be extremely frustrated. Yeah. And I end up just saying to the bartender, I don't want something sweet. I want maybe some spice and some like bitterness. And last night I said bitterness. Because I didn't want them to get confused.
He was like, and in mid-sentence, like with his accent, oh, I don't like sweet. Make it bitter. Like literally like
Otherwise,
that.
I would have said bitter.
And I just can't. We're having a serious conversation and I just keep peeping your bucket hat and I just can't.
I know. I'm sorry. I kind of dig it though. Don't worry. I'm not going to actually wear this to Top Golf.
I mean, we're not naive. Like any business venture is a risk. Doesn't matter.
Especially in the hospitality industry.
Especially in New York City.
he could be opening a bar
Yeah.
where they serve alcohol, where they have a dance floor, where whatever, and it would still be a 50-50 risk.
Right.
But I think it's a new concept. I think there is definitely a wave of like health, wellness, alcohol-free lifestyle or alcohol-reduced lifestyle.
Right.
And I think you and I were saying if it becomes an interactive space where there's an event happening, there's a pop-up shop happening or something or other, it'll be a really fun space regardless.
He definitely, I mean, I'm not like a business guru or anything. So, but my idea is like, he should definitely capitalize off the fact that he's on television and it's his bar. Like, be there always. Make sure that if a fan comes in, they will meet you. Have summer house watch parties. Have yoga sessions or whatever, like you said, like little events to make it more interactive. Charge them $5 at the door to get in to meet you. There's like ways in case, you know, you need to make more money. I'm sure, I mean, I'm sure they're thinking of things, but
I can just think of so many health and wellness brands that want their event space that they hire to like match their values. So I really, really wish them all the best. And hopefully we get to go to that, opening party and we'll report
opening
back.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for going with me. I really appreciate it. I think I don't think it has any, well, I shouldn't say it has anything to do with me being an influencer. I think that probably helps, but I think you were the one who really got us invited, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I like it when our worlds collide and
I like
overlap.
it in the city when two worlds collide. You know that one?
I do, but I like it in the city, in the city.
No, it's a TikTok trend that's all over my For You page, but it's like they have, if you're in a relationship, they have one person in the relationship and then another person and then the baby that they made, you know?
Huh.
When two worlds collide, here's a baby, but we wouldn't be able to do it. We'd have to do it with Harley.
We could do it with Harley. Yeah, I didn't make the cut this week.
But speaking of being fabulous and celebrities, we're also going on our first trip to
California, Los
Angeles,
baby.
Can you believe I've never been to LA?
It's wild, especially the industry that you're working in. I think everything happens there.
I know. It does. And I just have made it a priority this year to say yes to more things, to make room for these types of events and whatever. And it's like, if I'm wanting to grow in my career, I can't stay on the couch in Northeast Ohio. I got to get out there and I got to do some things.
Amen, sister.
So we're going to Los Angeles. If you have a recommendation on where we should go, that would be great. I've been looking up different hotels to stay at. And I told Dave last night, it's funny because every single hotel that they recommend, I have seen on an episode of Vanderpump Rules.
Really?
And I'm like looking at the slides and I'm like, oh, that's where that happened. And that's where that happened. Like one of them was the Mondrian, which
even I recognize that name.
Yeah. If I showed you the episode, you would know exactly what I was talking about. And then another one was Hotel Ziggy. Do you remember when DJ James Kennedy was playing at Hotel Ziggy? It was
the indoor pool thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is kind of weird.
Are any of those like within our budget?
Yeah, those ones are actually like the ones that are the more affordable option, which is maybe why the cast of Vanderpump Rules was hanging out there in the earlier days. Not to say that it's cheap, but like you look at the Beverly Hills Hotel and it's $1,500 a night.
Right.
So in comparison.
I looked up hotels in Beverly Hills and the top of the list was the Waldorf Astoria. I think it was like $1,500 a night.
Yeah, crazy. But I'm excited. We're going to this event with Hulu, and it's going to be like Bachelor Nation people, Vanderpump Villa people. What else? The Mormon girls, my favorite Mormon girlies. Crazy. I love those Mormon girls.
Because that hype train is on.
I know. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, they're going to be there. But I have no idea what to wear. I'm stressed. I'm racking my brain because it's in like an estate.
The venue looks legit.
It looks like Lisa Vanderpump's house, like Villa Rosa, like huge estate.
I wonder if she'll be there.
Maybe Vanderpump Villa, you never know. Or maybe Stassi. Huge estate, own private lake, you know, this very and I'm like, I don't know what to wear. And I was talking to Dave about it last night. He was like, I'm just going to wing it. And I'm like,
I said I'm going to go understated. Like, I just think clean and simple is my vibe, and that's what I'm going to do.
I asked ChatGPT, I put the location in. I'm like, can
Here
you
we
please
go.
give me some outfits to wear? I said, can you channel Hailey Bieber and Paige DeSorbo? And it gave me a bunch of different options.
Well,
and it
roll with
said,
that.
it said not to be underdressed. It said it's better to be overdressed
I
in
disagree.
situations like this.
No way.
Like, you can't wear those holy golf shoes.
I'm not there. Well, first of all, they're actually skate shoes, but I'm not going to wear these. I mean, I'm going to be like clean, classy, but I'm not going to like put on a tux or something.
Clean, classy. Say it again.
Clean, classy.
It's so much easier for guys. You have absolutely no issue. You wear a pair of slacks and a button-up shirt.
What's this? I don't even know what slacks
and you
are.
call it a day. Your tan pair of pants. You wear a tan pair of pants, a button-up shirt, and you call it a day.
Yeah.
I hate dresses. I don't feel comfortable in them. We got to wear heels. Who's got time to wear heels? So I'm spiraling. And meanwhile, Dave's like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, but you know what my problem is that I'll try to figure it out the day before as well.
And who's going to end up being stressed for you?
Right.
Not you,
and
me.
it's like 3 weeks away. So you're right. I probably should start planning it. I should physically put on an outfit here now and then know what I'm going to wear.
Which
so
I was just triggered. A memory just triggered in my brain. Do you know what I'm going to say?
Me in New York City shopping for shoes.
Full circle moment.
Wow.
We were going to the Soft Bar Friends and Family event. Dave had no shoes.
None.
Like Carl said, it was garden party. And he brought like those tennis shoes. And I'm like, you cannot wear those tennis shoes to a garden party.
Well, the plan was when we left Cleveland, I was like, I don't have shoes. I'll just buy them in New York. And it's just so short-sighted of me.
Always.
It's just like, there's not going to be any stress in New York City to go buy shoes.
Remember when I said he's always scheming? This is a classic David scheme.
The morning of the event, I am rushing around town to get shoes.
No, sir.
You
No,
were
sir.
rushing around town.
You did nothing. You sat in the hotel was working.
I was working.
I was running around New York City.
That is hilarious.
Trying to find David's shoes. I think I bought you like 2 different pairs of shoes that day.
I have worn those shoes maybe once
You
since
took
then.
them back.
No.
Oh, the green suede Vans?
I ordered a bunch of backups on Amazon.
Yeah.
And the Amazon collection point was at the Whole Foods across the street from the hotel. And I returned those and I wore the gray-green Vans once since then. But in New York, we justified it by like, I'll wear these again
You
for
always
sure.
justify it. So I'm just putting it on record right now. I will not
It's not happening.
be helping you
Okay.
whatsoever when it comes to buying an outfit for this very important event that we are going to
I will
together.
follow up in 3 weeks' time and we will share that outfit experience.
Okay.
Let's move on to a little bit of rebuttal from last week.
Yeah, it's my turn to be in the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat for the relationship quiz this time, so buckle up.
I'm buckled. In case you're just tuning in this week and you didn't listen last week, I asked David some hard-hitting relationship questions because I just feel like, why not? Why not stir up some drama, cause some chaos? But I have to say, you passed the test with flying colors, in my opinion.
It's funny because when I re-listened to the episode, I felt like I was giving such deep answers.
You were not messing around whatsoever. And last week I did tell Dave, come to the pod with 5 questions, honey. And of course,
well, look, we improvised. It's my turn to ask you now.
We improvised.
Okay,
so now it's my turn.
The first question's got a bit of a follow-up, but assume you are out of town. Is it okay for me to watch an episode of a show we are watching without you?
Absolutely not. Never. Divorce immediately. So what did you watch without me? Because I see the guilty look written all over your face.
I'm trying to think of times that I did do it when we were dating long distance and I was in London, because that definitely happened. Especially when you're on a plane for like 7 hours.
Well, it's different when we were long distance.
Yeah.
I mean, we would see each other once every 3 to 4 months. But when you're living under the same roof and you know that you'll be back, you pranked me when I was in Nashville.
Yes.
Because we watched Survivor together every Wednesday. I was in Nashville and I got on Twitter and saw, oh my gosh, what a crazy tribal council. And so I sent the screenshot to David and he was like, I wasn't supposed to watch it.
No, you sent it to me and you said, apparently tribal council was crazy last night. And I replied, yeah, it was. I can't wait for you to see it.
So funny.
And you just started spiraling.
I did, but he didn't actually watch it.
Okay, so then what's worse? Watching ahead or pretending you didn't? So imagine I had watched that Survivor and just didn't tell you. And then we watched it together and I acted like I hadn't.
Watching ahead is worse.
You think so?
If you watched that episode of Survivor and you pretended like you didn't, and you still sat down and watched it again with me and then told me afterwards, by the way, I watched this last night, I would actually
appreciate the effort.
Feel proud of you because if you watch something once, you will never watch it again.
Yeah,
I could watch the same season of Vanderpump Rules 12 times over. And if Dave has seen 1 minute of a show on repeat, he'll be like, I already watched this.
I've seen Vanderpump Rules season 1 to 10 about 4 times.
You haven't. I have.
Well, I've seen it on the background
by
all
proxy.
The time. Next question. Should we tell each other if someone flirts with us in public?
No.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, if it crosses a line and there's something that you can then do about it, or if it makes you feel a certain way, like let's say that I was out at a coffee shop or whatever and somebody like if it becomes physical, like they touch me and I feel weird about it and I'm like,
that sounds like
I mean, you know what I mean, but like if someone's like, oh,
cute hair.
Yeah. I mean, what's that going to do?
Yeah. I guess I brought this one up because
somebody flirted with you. The lady at Walgreens, Mary Jo from Walgreens, if you flirt with my husband one more time through the pharmacy window, I'm coming for you. Okay?
I think due to my accent, I often get asked, where are you from? What's your accent? Especially in Northeast Ohio, there's very, very few foreigners and almost no South Africans. So the other day I'm picking up a prescription from the pharmacy and I can tell when I open my mouth, I get that facial reaction of
how old is she though? She's in her 60s?
Oh yeah, I'd probably say somewhere in there. And towards the end of the interaction of me picking up my prescription, she, I guess, musters up the courage to say, I really like your accent. Where are you from? Maybe I like...
You're flirting with a 60-year-old woman at the pharmacy drive-through window?
Maybe I encouraged it by then saying, guess where it's from. She actually said England at first. And then I was like, well, I was actually born there. And then she said Australia. And I said, right hemisphere, wrong country. I'm from South Africa. But I was born in England, so you're not that far off. And she's like, oh, that's cool. And then she said to me, she said the girls would go crazy for that.
Oh,
and I said, maybe that's how I got my wife.
Oh, yeah, we sure do. Okay, well, as long as you said wife, capital W-I-F-E, Mary Jo in the Walgreens
Covered
pharmacy.
up on my golf glove, but there's a ring on this finger. Mary Jane, Mary Jo.
I'm fine with that. If they're over the age of 55, like, give them a little love every now and then, you know?
Okay, next question.
This is number 3 out of how many?
There's one more after this.
Okay.
The last one is the one I'm most scared about. Is it ever okay to poop with the door open? Specifically talking about in a marriage. We're both laughing because
you know the answer and you're trying to embarrass me.
Because yesterday, my office door and Morgan's toilet door are opposite each other. So when I'm working, my door's closed. I'm usually zoned in, AirPods in, noise cancellation on. So she'll just go to the toilet with her door open with thinking that I'm probably not going to be around. Yesterday, I opened the door. She's standing up with no pants on. After just obviously urinating. I don't think she pooped. And she goes, hey,
I said, don't look at me.
She's so vulnerable. She goes, hey, don't look at me. I'm like, sorry for walking out my office and stepping into your time of going to relieve yourself. Sue me or close the door, please. Have we reached the point in our relationship where you can poop with the door open, though?
Oh my gosh.
Imagine, okay, we currently don't have an ensuite bathroom where the bathroom's in our bedroom. But if it was, how would you feel if I don't think I could do it. I'm just going to be the first one to answer the question.
Well, no, if it's like an ensuite situation, then no. Under different circumstances, I have done it with the door open, both number 1 and both number 2. But here's what. Okay, I mean, we're really just going to get into the nitty gritty of it here. When you go to the bathroom, how long are you in there for?
Yeah, quite a while.
I'm in and out.
Anywhere from 3 to 25 minutes.
I am in and out. I don't like sit there and watch YouTube and TikTok. Like when I gotta go, I know I gotta go. 3 minutes max. That's the difference. Like if I knew it was gonna be a session, right, and I needed to sit there for a while, I would close the door. But if I know like it's ready, I'm gonna be done quick. Like I sometimes
you can go to the toilet and I wouldn't know if it was a pee or a poo.
Exactly.
And that's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable.
It's just who I am as a person.
Final question. I feel like I'm asking myself this question. That's why it's so scary. Should you always pretend to like what the other person cooked?
David Maria.
I'm not implying that. I'm asking you the question. No, I'm not. Look, you're in your cookbook era, and I thought this was a relevant question.
No, I think you should tell the truth.
Okay.
You never, I mean, I don't know.
I've told you the truth.
You've never said to me, I don't like this.
Yeah.
You always sit down and go, it's good, babe. And I'll be like, I don't like it. No, it's good. That's the conversation every time.
And then it sort of loosens up when you get self-critical about your own meal. And I'm like, the door's open. And then I'll give you feedback on like the specific things I don't like. Like you'll say the rice was too hot. And I'll be like, yeah, the rice was a bit hot.
Yeah.
But I ate it.
But if you don't like it, you shouldn't lie to me and say that you like it. Because
I haven't done that.
Especially now that I'm in my cookbook era, I need to know what we like and what we don't like.
Exactly. I haven't lied to you. I'm not saying I have lied to you. It's an important question. All right. Well, thanks for entertaining me.
All of my questions were about your relationships.
This was about the relationship.
Not really.
Relationships.
Like exes and whatever. You don't care about that kind of stuff, I guess.
I spun it up a bit. We changed direction.
Okay, lay it on me. The Seriously Award of the Week, once again, is me.
Well, wouldn't you know, 4th week in a row, Morgan gets the Seriously Award of the Week.
I could give you the Seriously Award of the Week.
Well, why don't you? And I'll save mine.
Why don't we both give our Seriously Award of the Week and we'll let the people decide?
I agree. I like that. Okay, so my job at work, my title is a brand designer, but I'm mainly responsible for designing our website, our marketing website. So I work within a squad called the Site Squad, SITE.
You never say it like that, though.
Well, so what, Site Squad?
Yeah, you never emphasize that.
I'll say Site Squad.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this until, 2 episodes ago?
No, it was last week.
Oh, last week you were referring to when we were talking about our marriage being misaligned and project managed. You were like, I'm not in your side squad. And in the moment, I didn't quite hear it. But when I heard the episode again, and then my boss commented on our YouTube
Shout
video.
Out, Charlie.
She said, petition to get Morgan to join the Site Squad. And I replied saying, or as she calls it, the Side Squad. Like we're a YouTube group of bandits, the Side Squad.
Okay, well, the way that you always, first of all, say it how you normally would say it.
Side Squad.
Tell me that does not sound like side squad.
I just think it's hilarious that this entire time you thought my role at work was to work in the side squad.
No!
Tell me what you think a side squad does.
Well, the way that you always told me about this was that this group project didn't fall under the normal
Group project. What are we, like middle schoolers working on a painting together?
You told me that whatever this thing was didn't fall under the main umbrella of your job responsibilities. Like when you got hired, it wasn't like be responsible for the side squad. It's something that has it is something new, right? It's something new.
No, it's what's known as a cross-functional team where
Here we go. The next time David doesn't like his meal, he's gonna be like, we're not working as a cross-functional team. We're misaligned. We're not working as a cross-functional team.
You get the growth organization, then you get the brand team. But within the growth organization, you have other teams. So the side squad pulls important people from different
other teams
coming into one team.
Wouldn't it make sense if something is an other team that it would technically be something happening on the side?
But then what would you call another squad? Like, for example,
I didn't know that there was more than one.
There's
I
another
thought there was
cross-functional
one side squad where y'all got together and did what you did.
There's another cross-functional team called the content squad. Would they be called side squad number 2?
I didn't know there was more than one side squad.
Anyway, it was a hilarious moment because Morgan was laying in bed and she read the comment that I had replied where I referred to it as the side squad, and she only just clicked in that moment and she just starts creasing
And it had
herself.
been a year that I thought he was saying side squad, and it's really the sight squad.
Like, oh, cute. My husband is responsible for a little side squad
hustle.
of people
A little
to do
side
little
hustle.
side projects while everyone else does the important work. I'm glad you thought so highly of me.
Yeah, that was a revelation this week.
Oh, man. Okay, are you going to give me yours or do you want to save it?
No, I'll give you mine. It's not very funny. It's more of a major gripe that I had this past week. You already know. On Thursday nights, I'm not home. I'm at our church at music practice. And every Thursday, Dave is responsible for dinner. I'm responsible for dinner every other day of the week, which is why I started my cookbook era. So I have communicated this to you how many times?
I have been successful in this mission multiple times.
You know in your heart that Thursdays are your days to get dinner for us. 9 times out of 10, it's Chipotle. Sometimes it's a pizza, whatever. So I'm at the church.
Not a difficult job.
Not a difficult job, okay? I'm at the church, and we have the same conversation every week, too. Dave's texting me, when will you be home? What time should I order? I'm not getting those text messages from Dave, and it's about 8:30. So I send him a text. I say, hello. No response. I send him another text a couple minutes later. Hello. No response. I call him as it's over. So I'm already annoyed because I'm starving and I know he has not done his responsibility of getting us food. I'm in a bad mood. I call him. He sounds like the most disheveled. He's like, hello. And I'm like, hello, just automatically in a bad mood. I'm like,
and I'm like, I'm in trouble.
What's for dinner?
And while she's on loudspeaker, I'm like checking if she had texted me before, and I see 2 hellos. I'm like,
what's for dinner?
Danger zone.
I don't know. Do you want Chipotle? You can order it. I'll go pick it up, or you can pick it up, is what he says to me, or you can pick it up. And I'm like, well, I'm already out, so I'm going to be the one that has to pick it up. And I'm annoyed because I want to get home, I want to eat, and I want to go to sleep. And now I have to go pick it up. And what would you like to tell the people where you were when I called you?
The reason I couldn't be the one to pick it up was because I was currently underneath my Ford Ranger.
Underneath Rusty Jr.
And I had already peeled back the inner layer of carpet from the interior of the truck so that I could feed a wire to a new backup camera that I was installing on my 15-year-old truck, which meant my vehicle was currently out of commission.
Not only that, Dave has been tinkering with Rusty Jr. for the past, the last time I couldn't find him, he was physically taking the back seats out of the truck. So now that we have the hyperfixation that is the 1990 Ford Ranger Rusty Jr., whatever year it is.
You're in your cookbook era. I'm in my truck era.
I can't get anything done because David is always doing something on the truck.
My current job is I'm replacing all the door speakers and adding sound deadening to the truck. So every night I do one little bit. And that job that night was to install the backup camera because one day I'm going to back up into our trash cans outside or our dustbins.
Dave gets on these tangents. He has these hyperfixations and he cannot think about anything else but that. And I
can't stop working on it until it's done.
I'm grateful because for 5 years, the hyperfixation was me. Because
I'm still hyperfixated on you.
The hyperfixation was getting to America, getting engaged to me, and marrying me. So, I look at it as a glass half full, where if that wasn't your personality, maybe we wouldn't have ended up where we are. But when I'm hangry and you're underneath your truck, not answering my phone calls, I'm not having it.
I was keeping an eye on the time, but it was go time. It was crunch time. I think the hyperfixation is definitely like a symptom of ADD.
No, don't make me feel bad about it. Don't guilt me.
But it's true. It is true. So let the people decide who gets the Cersei Award of the week.
Yeah. Which one you can relate to?
Is it Morgan
more?
for thinking that my job was a middle school team group project? Or is it me working under my truck while Morgan put me in charge of
and we're not
dinner?
even going to get into the fact how messed up my order was.
Oh, it was so bad.
It was horrific. It was so messed up.
Bad.
It had nothing in it. It had 3 ingredients in it. And then I come outside, Dave's still under his truck. I said, let me see the order. Let me see what you ordered. Because all I got in my bowl is steak, rice, and cheese.
That's it. Yeah.
Thankfully, that one was not your fault.
But you know how inside, and I was just thinking to myself, Chipotle, why would you do this to me? I am already in the dog box, and here you are taking it from an 8 to a 10.
It was a 10.
Please. Okay, so we got some more reviews this week, and I was so chuffed to read them all. I honestly don't know which one to read because they're all make my heart so warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shout out the names of the reviews that came in this week. Thank you so much to Hey, Carolina Girl Spence, Ludmans, and I guess people's usernames on Apple are all kinds of random things. So hopefully you know who you are. But let's read this one from Carolina Girl Spence. As someone who listens to Morgan's Pop Talks and her Patreon, I was super excited to see that she and her husband were doing a podcast together because he was so funny when he tuned in on her other pods. Ooh, just stroking my ego. This is such a great show. It keeps me laughing with the lighthearted banter and relatable topics about life and the seriously moments we all encounter. Thanks, guys. You get it, Carolina Girl Spence. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for leaving a review. If you haven't already, give us a cheeky 5 stars. If it's any less than 5 stars, close your app and open another app.
Why would they open another app?
To be distracted and not come back.
Okay, yeah.
No, come back, but when you're ready to not leave a bad review.
This is the end of the show. Now I'm convinced we do need a jingle.
You see. All right, I'm going to go play Top Golf.
Same, unfortunately. Don't knock the table over.